In this video, I'm going to give you step-by-step instructions on exactly what you need to do to get your green above ground pool cleared up again. Hey guys, it's Chad, CEO of Above Ground Pros and founder of Easy Pool Academy. With over a quarter-century experience in the above ground business and over 10,000 pools serviced, I've seen a lot of green pools. It happens to all of us at some point, and I'm going to show you in this video exactly how to get this thing cleared up. Now, I wanted to quickly start by telling you we've got a free PDF download I'm going to share with you at the end of this video where you can print these instructions up and have them right there at your house. Now, the first thing we want to do is test our water. We want to check that our balance chemicals are within range. With our balance chemicals right, it's going to help this whole process speed up a lot quicker for us. Then we want to make sure our pH is between 7.2 and 7.6. By having our pH at the right pH level, 7.2 to 7.6, it's also going to speed this process up, and it's going to allow our chlorine and our chemicals we're using to work at 100% efficiency. Then we want to check our free chlorine level, and we're going to hold on to that because we're going to use that number here in just a bit. Step 2. If we need to adjust these chemicals, now's the time to do it. Now, the first thing we want to do is clean our filter and our baskets. If we have trash in our skimmer basket or in our pump basket, we need to clean those baskets out, and we also want to clean our filter so we've got good, strong circulation and good, strong filtration. Then, if we needed to adjust our balance chemicals, now's the time to adjust our balance chemicals. If we need to adjust our pH, we're going to use a pH increaser or pH decreaser, and we're going to get our pH right. Then, if we've made any adjustments to these chemicals, we want to let our pump run for about 3 hours. This is going to give our water time to absorb these chemicals and mix these chemicals up in the water, and now we're ready to clear our pool up. Now, step 3 is going to be remove debris. If we have debris in the water, it's going to use up our chlorine. You know, when we put chlorine in the water to clear our green water, if it finds leaves, if it finds sticks, if it finds acorns, pine cones, it's going to try to eat that stuff up and not work on our water. So get out as much debris as you possibly can. Now, I know sometimes your pool is going to be really green. You might not even be able to see the bottom. Just get your vacuum or get your leaf net under there and try to scoop out as much as you possibly can. This is usually the most amount of work when you're trying to clear up a green pool. You know, if you got a little bit of debris still left in there, don't break your back over it, but get out as much as you possibly can. It's going to allow our chlorine to work a lot more effective. Then we're going to shock the pool. The first thing we want to do is add an algicide if the pool is very green. If your pool's just a little green, or if the water's clear but you got green splotches on it, algicide isn't going to really affect you that much. It's not going to help you that much, and a lot of times it can be a waste of money. So if your pool's very green, especially if you can't see the bottom, you definitely want to use an algicide. It's going to really speed this process up. So you want to put the algicide in the water, follow the bottle for how much you need for your size pool, and then let the pump run for an hour. This is going to allow the algicide to mix up in the water. Now, what the algicide is going to do is it's going to make the cells of the algae swell up. And as the algae swells up, it makes it a lot easier for our chlorine to get inside that algae and kill it and get it out of the water. Now, after we run the pump for an hour, we want to shock the pool with 3 times our normal shock treatment. Now, what I mean by that is if you're normally shocking your pool with 1 pound a week, you need to shock it now with 3 pounds. If you're normally shocking your pool with 2 pounds a week, you need to shock it with 6 pounds. And here's the big mistake that I see a lot of pool owners make in trying to clear their pools up. Clearing up a green pool should take a couple days, but it should be a fairly easy process. And I know a lot of customers that are putting in a lot of chemicals trying to clear their green pool up, and it's staying green for a month and a half, and that's senseless. And 9 times out of 10, the reason is they're not using enough chlorine at one time. Let me make a quick explanation to you. If your house catches on fire, you wouldn't go out and, put the fire out in the kitchen, go to bed, wake up the next day and start working on the living room. You wouldn't do that because the fire would spread so quickly, the kitchen would be back on fire by the time you wake up in the morning. It's the same concept with a swimming pool. If you don't put enough chlorine in your pool to get this shock out or to get this algae out, what's going to happen is you're going to kill some of it, but not all of it. And overnight, that algae is going to reproduce and you're going to be right back where you were, okay? And this is the most common reason why people are having a hard time clearing up their pool, is that they're not hammering the pool with a good shock treatment at one time. It is 100 times more effective to use 3 pounds in one treatment than it is to use 1 pound of treatment every day for 3 days. I hope I'm making my point to you. We want to hammer it hard. Now here's the thing. It's better to go a little too much chlorine than not quite enough. If we go too much chlorine, then our chlorine level is going to just stay high for a few days once our pool clears up, and it's not going to be the end of the world. If we don't use enough, we're going to have to come back in a couple days and do all this over again, okay? So, don't over chlorinate your pool. Don't abuse this. That's not what I'm saying. But we want to give it a good 3 times the amount of our normal shock treatment. Now, once we've done this, we may or may not want to brush the pool down. I normally don't brush the pools down with an above ground pool. It's not as vital as it would be with certain types of in-ground pools. But if we have a lot of algae that's clumped together, hiding behind the stairs, hiding behind the ladder, then we want to get our brush and we want to brush the bad areas of the pool where this algae is clumped together. And what this is going to do is mix this algae up in the water and make it a lot easier for our chlorine and our algicide to be effective on it. Now, after we've shocked the pool, we're going to brush the pool down and we're just going to let that pump run. So we want to let this pump run for at least 24 hours to let the chemicals do what they got to do. Step 6, and our final step. We want to make sure that we're running our pump 24/7 until the pool clears up. This pump needs to run all day long until the water's clear again. This is going to incredibly speed up the process at which we clear this pool up. Another tip to really help speed this process up is clean your filter twice a day until the pool clears. This is another mistake I see a lot of pool owners make. They don't really get this filter clean, and what happens is it clogs the filter up, we get weak filtration, we get weak circulation, and the pool wants to take forever to try to clear it up. So if you really want to speed up the process, make sure you're cleaning your filter at least twice a day. Stay out of the pool for 24 hours. Reason being is we just put a lot of chlorine in the pool. If you hop in the pool, you might hop in there with a black bathing suit and get out with a gray bathing suit. We're going to have a real high chlorine content. So just stay out of the pool for 24 hours and let the chemicals do their thing. Now, keep this in mind. When we deal with green swimming pools, there's a process to go from green to clear. And the process is green to cloudy to clear. So keep in mind that this is what you want to experience. So now let's take it that your pool's green. Once you do all these steps, you're going to wake up the next morning and this is what you want to see. Your pool's not green anymore, but it's probably going to be really cloudy. That's a good sign. That's exactly what we want. What's happening is the chlorine's getting inside the cell of the algae and it's burning all the chlorophyll out of the algae cell, which is the chemical that's causing the algae to look green. But the dead algae carcass it's dead, it can't reproduce, it isn't going to do anything, but it's still floating around in the water and it's causing our water to be cloudy. And this is usually what takes a couple days for it to finally clear up for you. So keep in mind, what we want is to do our first 6 steps and then wake up the next morning and our pool be not green, but it's probably going to be cloudy. Now, every once in a while, if your pool wasn't that green, it might go straight from green to clear. But it's probably going to go green to cloudy to clear. That's expected. That's what we want. Now, if you want to download our free PDF, I've got a nice PDF for you that has all these instructions in order right there. You can print it up at your house, take it out to the pool with you, and make this a lot easier for you. Feel free to click the link in the description and download our free PDF. And also keep in mind, it takes 3 things to get your pool clear. It's not just your chemicals, it's not just your filtration. It's your filtration, your circulation, and your sanitization. We've got 3 parts of our swimming pool that must work together to get your pool cleared up. And these steps that I've given you are going to allow all 3 of the parts of our pool to work at 100% efficiency. Now, if you really want to make your maintenance easy and make sure your pool doesn't turn green again, feel free to take advantage of our free 3-part Perfect Pool Maintenance Training Series. This is a 3-video series I put together for you. It's completely free. I've also put the link in the description. Feel free to take advantage of that, and we're going to show you how to do the maintenance in your pool from start to finish. So good luck to you. Download the PDF, get out there, get started, and you'll have a clear pool in just a couple days.